Yeah, yeah, yeah. So many lies that you hear from the net, they don't get her respect. She reporting the truth, not a check. You want an unbiased opinion straight from the chest, not a bit accomplice or someone here for a check. Tune in, these are thoughts from a lawyer on a mission who goes so hard it's like she works on commission. Trolls in the comments might say she tripping cause they lack the knowledge. They don't know they missing. Got a couple current events that you like. Wanna know about law from the eyes. Tired of all these blogs running lies because their agendas are disguised. Tune in to the intellect, cause I'm sure y'all missing all the facts of the case that she steady is gifted. Someone here for the people, man, it's so uplifting. If you ain't subscribed yet, then you just omitting facts.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pam Esquire, also known as your law intellect. You guys have got to be the most prompt intellectual jurors out there in these streets. It is already 378 of you guys. So if you will be so kind to hit that like button. If you are new here, welcome. If you have been here and have been an intellect for a while, welcome back. We are our self-proclaimed social media jurors. So what we do is we go over cases, we analyze, we critique, and we give our unsolicited opinions. But we try to be unbiased, so we like to hear both sides. We have been talking about Ernest with the A, without an A, with an O at the end. Nesto Williams, who is the estranged husband of Shirley Strawberry since June of 2023, when we learned that he had been incarcerated at Fulton County Jail and then I believe it's Cobb County Jail since last July of 2022. Apparently, Shirley Strawberry thought it was a secret, but her homegirl, Monica, who she was giving all this information to, allegedly told Steve Harvey and all of them already. So they already knew. But the world knew about it when Ernesto's face showed up in October of 2022 on Atlanta Fox 5, I believe it is, news. Him and an alleged, well, I guess not alleged, it is his co-defendant, Erica King, Hughley, Rothschild, whatever her name is, they have some accusations where they allegedly swindle people out of over $1 million, claiming that they would offer branding and other social media help to people out there. And so they put out the clarion call and they said, hello, everyone, anyone out there that has been swindled by these people, please come in and tell us your story over here in Roswell. And apparently people did that. And so we have been going over his cases. Currently, it started out with 9 cases. He has 7 that are still open. We learned that the cases have went to the white collar crimes unit and also the child internet exploitation and something like that, that special unit as it pertains to trafficking. Aside from the theft charges, he has 4 charges that deal with children depictions. And then he also has some charges with RA, with SA, with human trafficking, just a lot of things. So that's, hopefully you guys are caught up. But what we're going to talk about today is Shirley Strawberry's daughter and how she has probably been intertwined in this, even though it may have been unassuming. I mean, we're still investigating now. We have the intellect investigators, we have the intellect jurors. I have my co-counsels who are the intellects. We have the intellect paralegals. We've all been working diligently, putting all of this together so that we can properly analyze this case. So before we get started into the documents that we were going to put together, and you guys are going to think this makes a lot more sense, I'm going to play the jail call that many of us heard where Shirley was talking about Sheridan and her going to the police. Once you hear that jail call, and then we couple that with the incident reports, which is the initial report from the police, you guys are going to see this in a whole different way. So it's 1,000 of you already, 5 minutes in. So make sure you hit this like, subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. And without further ado, let's get this thing started. This jail call is from September 30th of 2022. I need you guys to listen. Make sure you take copious notes, because this jail call is going to make a lot more sense once we couple this with documents that we have and some other information.
Sweetheart, how are you? Well, this is better. This is a way better jail. Not gonna lie to you. This is why I fuck with the crackers. They more organized, and yeah, this is way better. I can go outside by myself, and I can cave up, but I can at least see the sun is pretty outside. I ain't seen sun in 3 months. I know, you told me that. That's crazy. Sheridan went down. Sheridan what? She went down there. For what? To talk to him. I don't know what she said. I don't know. Wow. She did go down. Yeah. I don't want to tell you. I don't know. That's where the other charges come from then. Well, I'm just telling you what happened. She went down there. Listen. That's all I know. We'll talk about it when we get out. Wow. Yeah. We'll talk about it when you get out. But yeah, that did happen. And it was about a month or so ago. She went down there. That's why they put the charge. That's why they put the extra charge on her. Down there. Yeah, it was about a month ago. That's why they put the extra charges on my ass. Some she done said stupid that she don't even know what she talking about. Yeah. Wow. She didn't tell me she was going. She just went. Yeah. What kind of fucking shit is that? All right. Okay. All right. Okay then. I wasn't trying to ruin. Hey, listen. I wasn't trying to ruin your day, honey. Okay. Wow. I wasn't trying to ruin your day. Wow. That girl hate me so fucking bad. That bad. Okay. Wow. Don't let it ruin your day. Okay. Please don't. Wow. Okay. All right then. All right. Listen. Yeah. So he knew it. So at least you got moved. At least it's 90 days. You're getting out. You deal with that when you get out or whatever. We'll deal with that when we get out. I'll put it like that. Wow. And you ain't talking to the 15? No. I don't know if she knows I know. Wow. Okay. All right. I don't know what she said, but she was scared. She was scared or whatever, and nosy, and she wanted to know because they kept telling her, they have her name is on some documents, just like they told me. Right. Wait, listen, honey, just like they told me, and she was upset about all of that, and it's like, of course, your name is going to be on some stuff. You lived at our house. Your kids lived at our house. So anyway, she went down there. I don't know what she said. I don't know what was asked of her, but she doesn't understand that they were trying to trick her. She doesn't get that part of it. She just wanted to know what it was, and she was scared because I guess they kept calling her, And I asked them not to call her, but they called her because I stopped answering their calls. But then they called her and scared her, and she went down there. Wow. Because there's no telling what they said to her to get her down there, because I just thought, they just used some trickery, and she fell for it and went down there. Wow. Because she stopped saying wow. That's all I can say. I know. But what I'm saying that to say that, just put that up until you get out, okay? And then we'll deal with that, okay? Don't marinate on that. Don't fixate on that. Wow. It is what it is. It is what it is. It happened about a month ago, and people think just because you get arrested that you're guilty. They don't even consider that.
I haven't been officially charged. I haven't even been officially charged.
Officially charged. I know. No. What I'm saying is, people think just because you're arrested, you're guilty.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's what the deal is with that.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. I know. Maybe I shouldn't have told you.
I would have found out anyway because the state.
I know you would have. I just told you because we were talking about that.
Yeah, that's why. That's why they dropped the charge and came back with different shit. That's why, because they had her name on the document on the warrant, and the name was on the warrant. Like she was supposed to be this way, but she didn't know nothing about what nothing. They just used that to try to find what I had going on. I had shit going on. It's just amazing, but it's okay. It's all right.
I know, but I'm sorry I had to tell you that, but I thought that was just horrible. She doesn't understand what she's doing, but the hatred runs deep. I haven't heard from her since about 2 weeks.
Now, what about when
she keeps the kids from me? She keeps the kids from me. So,
well, what about those? It was like one of the more hateful ass that's in here now that's no good and say, hey, you're my wife, you don't need to pay your do it or nothing. Kick her ass. What about one of them mean motherfuckers like that?
Oh, I know.
You see what I'm saying? She'll be on the street right now if I was one of them dirty, drunk motherfuckers just smoking weed and drinking all day, fighting a wife, and I ain't doing all that shit.
Right, and I wouldn't be married to you, but you're right. If you did all that.
I'm just saying, folks be in love with who they be in love with, but I ain't doing that shit. That's crazy.
Well, I will say this. It was wrong. She shouldn't have done it. I don't know. Somebody was in her ear.
Wow.
I think someone was in her ear telling her because she can't keep anything.
Wow.
So she was probably scared. I think, I don't know, but she may have called a bunch of people and asked them what she should do because she was really scared. She was very scared. She was upset, and she tell me what's going on, but I don't have to about my marriage. I just think she was nosy. She wanted to know what was going on, and she was like, "Yeah, my kids' names were on the document."
No, I didn't. No, she lied.
Well, that's what the police. No. Listen.
Okay.
Come on now. You're doing too much.
Wow.
Okay. You're doing too much. That's what the cops told her. They told me the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's their tactics. They will scare you because they want you to come in. They want to see if they can get anything, and that didn't work. I kept saying if they had anything, they would arrest you. If they had something, they would come and get you. Don't worry. You ain't got to go to them.
Wow. That's okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That motherfucker cold-blooded. Why you playing with your fucking kids like that?
I know.
I'm the one talking about I'm going to take care of the kids. I'm the one who will tell you.
I know, baby. I know. She, in her head, something's off in her head. And like I said, I believe someone had her ear.
Wow.
And, when you get out, we'll get the full story. But I believe someone had her ear and was talking to her because, and you better go on down there. Well, just go on down there and clear it up, or whatever.
But if it's so stupid, if just going down and clear, if something happens, who's gonna get her the fuck out?
Exactly. She doesn't get that part. But
wow.
But when people hear cops, they get scared, and I'll admit it wasn't the most comfortable situation for me, especially given my status and all of that. But I'm still not going down there. And if I did, a wife can't really testify against her husband, in court anyway.
Well,
But it's like, no.
But I ain't gonna put you in no harm way like that.
I know you're not. And I know you're not even stupid to put yourself in that kind of a position. I know that too. I know that too, but
yeah. Well, it's okay. But it's okay.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. God is working it out. You know, and that's what I want you to stay focused on. When you get out, you know, we'll talk about all this stuff, but you know, I don't want it to be about her. I know what she did was wrong, and we'll deal with that. But let's concentrate on the fact that even through all that, God is still working. You know,
yeah.
That's what I ain't positive.
Yeah, but I ain't no focus on that because they're gonna have to apologize, and I ain't even looking for it. Sometimes you can, you know how many people in here false imprisonment. Oh my God, I'm talking real.
Especially black people, I know that.
I've been in here 90 days. I went to my second appearance in 2 weeks. I'm already 2 months and a half, 3 months past my second appearance. For real.
That's okay, because it's gonna work out. Everything's gonna work out. All things work together for the good for those who love the Lord and are called to His purpose. Okay.
Yeah.
All things work together for the good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
all good. Mm-hmm. People think they know, but they don't even know. So it's all right.
Well, they better come on with it then, because I got God on my side, and He ain't let me down yet. So I'm good.
That's right.
We good.
Yeah.
We
are.
That is fine.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're in a better place. Like I said, God is working it out. I'm glad you're in a better place.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of time now.
Yeah, that's all it is. I know I probably got another week. Like I said, just cool out until the 90 days. We're going to have it. They don't want to, you ain't been indicted yet, so just hold tight, and you'll be just fine.
Right.
So that's
all right. Well, I mean, we're on God's timing. We're on His program. Period.
But that's it. You're right. Okay, love. I love you. I call you tomorrow. Herein.
All right, my love.
Okay,
thank you. Love you. Bye.
Okay. What I told you guys for part 3, if you guys have not watched part 1 and part 2, part 1, there was an alleged victim whose initials, I just said SC. Then part 2, there was another alleged victim, Bickham. So those obviously are not Sheridan. So I'm not even understanding why he's blaming everything on her. But what we didn't talk about is how all of this started was because a landlord inquired into rent not being paid, and he suspected some type of illicit activity on his property. So I am going to start with that. We're going to pull that document up, and we will be talking about Mark, who is the owner of the property. We have on, we'll say 98 Pine Grove was where they were at, because there's 2 different houses that are going to be talked about in this commentary. This is an incident report for forgery, in the 1st degree. When you look at it, it says it has number of victims, 10. Yes, 10 victims based on what this landlord, the information they were able to gather when they investigated out of this house. The landlord's name is Mark and his wife is Elena. They are considered the first 2 victims that are the victims of forgery. As you go further down, you will see there is a whole lot of other names. You have Shirley Strawberry. They don't give her the address over there on this Pine Grove Street. They don't give her, they give her a whole different address. This is why I said I wasn't sure if she actually lived there especially since if you watch the prior parts where I showed you where the landlord reported to the police that when he did a walkthrough, it looked like no one was living there. Now, mind you, they moved there like March of 2022. And after 3 months, when he investigated in around June, July ish, there was no furniture or anything. It never lived in. The next person is Sheridan. They have someone named Brianna. They have Carol's name. Carol is the wife, the one that got in and out, like the one that we talked about before, that was one of his wives. We know that he had Edith as the first wife, and allegedly he's still married to her for 38 years. Then you have Martha, who was married to him. She didn't get a divorce till after, in 2021, after Ernesto already married Shirley. And then you had Carol. Carol was after that, and Carol got in and out. That was like 2008, 9, got out in 2011. She was married for like 2 years. She got in and out of the divorce, but apparently they still have some type of connection because she is on this list. Then you look at someone named Miles. I believe that may be his son or someone. Then you get down where they name the victims. If you look over here, it has victims of crimes. They don't name Shirley. They don't name Sheridan. They don't name Brianna. They don't name Carol. They don't name Miles as a victim of this crime. But they did name someone named Regina. So this is where they get the 10. Someone named Rashida. Someone named Carlos. Someone named Drusilla. Someone named Antoine. Someone named Juan, and someone named Christina. If you look, they got victims. So that's why I highlighted, so you guys can see that in the report. So now we are going to get into the actual alleged allegations which occurred allegedly on this Pine Grove home. Okay. That's why I told you guys take copious notes, because all of this stuff. So they have 2 different addresses, 980 Pine Grove. They say PGR for short. They put their little initials up here, and 990 PGR. So those are the 2 addresses that are the subject of this incident report. So on June 9th of 2022, Officer Ramono spoke with Mark regarding suspicious activity at 980 Pine Grove, Roswell. He advised that the renters at 980 have never paid rent, and he and his wife, Elena, are suspicious that the resident was fraudulently leased, and they are not sure who is occupying their residence. So the officer contacted Officer Fields. We heard about Officer Fields in some of the jail calls, and we talked about Officer Fields in the other video in part 2, to have her drive by the residence and check for vehicles. Fields subsequently drove by and identified the following vehicle, and it was like a temporary Georgia license plate was found on a 2012 Pierce TG red. I believe that may be the EMS truck. Is registered to Nestos Elite Private Security, and it has an address of 1130 Bluffs Parkway. And I only put the address in there because you're going to see that's going to tie into this. It was issued on May 10th of 2022. Mark and Elena, remember, they are the actual owners of the home. They met with Fields, the officer, outside the residence of the home, and they requested him to stand by so that they could document the vehicles parked in the driveway. Officer Fields remained at the end of the driveway while Elena took pictures of the vehicle and the Georgia license plates displayed. In addition to the temporary Georgia plate that we just talked about, which I believe could be the EMS, Elena provided Fields with the following Georgia license plates. So they had one for a black Bentley. You know, we've heard about that. That was issued April 1st of 2022. It was a 2014. And that was registered to Ernest L. Williams, Earnest, Ernest. And then they put in parentheses that this vehicle has been parked at the 980 address and the 990 address on Pine Grove. Then they saw the Harley Davidson, which was issued, it had registered, was issued February 25th of 2021. It was a 2020 Harley Davidson. They give the VIN number, and this car was registered to someone named Regina. Okay, so let's see if Regina is considered a victim here, an alleged victim. There's Regina. You see that? Regina is up here. Even though there is a Harley Davidson registered in her name, they have her as a victim in here. Let's go on. Then we have, it was another blue Harley Davidson, which was issued May 13th of 2021. And it was a 2021 Harley Davidson. And that was registered to in Olivia. Let's see if Olivia is considered a victim. Yep, there goes Olivia right there. She's a victim, allegedly. Then you had an open source search. Remember, I told you that truck that I believe is the EMS or whatever that 2012 Pierce TG red is, because we went over all of the vehicles that were in the driveway before, and these tend to match the vehicles we talked about in the other one. So that's why I'm assuming it's the EMS. So they did an open source search for the 1130 Bluffs Parkway, which revealed the address is associated with Cherokee County Administrative Offices. Detective contacted the administrative personnel at their phone number and learned that the building is located at 1130 Bluffs Parkway, is owned by Cherokee County, Georgia government, and only Cherokee Administrative Services are located therein. No private businesses allowed. So basically, this truck was registered to some address, which is really a government address. It's not for, you can't lease it out for private owners, but that's where he registered it. A search of the Georgia Secretary of State reveals that Nestle's Elite Private Security, his registered agent is Brianna, and the organizer is Ernest Williams. The principal officer address is on Peachtree, and it was filed March 8th of 2021. On Friday, June 10th of 2022, keep these dates in mind, Gooden interviewed Mark and Elena at Roswell Police Department. During that interview, Mark advised that during February of 2022, he was contacted by a Candy about leasing his residence to her employers, who she referred to as famous people. I guess. Mark advised that Candy leases the house next to him at the 990 address and handled all negotiations for the prospective tenants that included rent, repairs, and painting to the interior of the residence and the replacement of 3 air conditioner units. So somehow, I guess this Candy allegedly, I guess she lived next door. And this Mark agreed to allow her to find a tenant for his address, which was next door. Mark advised that Candy, on behalf of the prospective renters who he had not met, now the owner never met this person, agreed to a down payment of the first and last month's rent of $6,500 per month, and for a total of $13,000. Painting and repairs to the interior of the house at Candy's request, and arranging for the replacement of 3 air conditioner units at a cost of $13,000 to be paid by the renter. Candy further informed Mark and Elena that she is the point of contact for all businesses related to that lease. So basically, this Candy person is supposed to be the one that directly talks to the owners and the occupiers, which we'll see who they are in a minute, which would include Ernesto. They don't have direct contact with the actual owner. This Candy is like the middleman to have all the conversation. So she telling Mark and Elena, hey, I'm the one that handle all the transactions. Let me do it. You don't contact the occupants. So she provided her phone number. Mark and Elena provided a copy of the lease agreement that listed the tenants as Black Heritage Radio Trust Inc. and the occupants as Ernesto Williams, Shirley Strawberry, Sheridan Strawberry, and 2 minor children ages 7 and 12. Now, Ernesto, didn't you just say it's not any paperwork with their names on it? Didn't you just say that in that phone call that there was no paperwork with their phone calls and it was all a lie? All right, let's go on. But it gets deeper. The lease was signed by tenants Sheridan Strawberry and Ernesto Williams. Why is Sheridan allegedly signing this lease? And it was signed on March. So Sheridan Strawberry and Ernesto, he's using Ernesto. Because even when you look at the eviction documents, which I have, it has Ernesto Williams. March 15, 2022, and landlord Mark on March 16, 2022. So these are the signatures. Shirley's name she didn't even sign the lease according to the lease that was presented. It was Sheridan, allegedly. Mark advised that he has seen the Bentley discussed above in paragraph 2 and a white Rolls Royce at the 990 address. Now, you guys remember, if you cross-reference to the other incident reports, that 990 is what Erica, the co-defendant, is connected to. Thank you so much. Make it make sense. She said, I'm not sure Ernesto can read. He gives me 3rd grade. So what I'm saying here is, if Sheridan's name, first of all, I'm gonna go out on a limb. If I was a betting woman and say Sheridan never lived in this house, and the reason why I say so is because what have all these conversations on these jail calls been about? And there's another one that I'll probably play towards the end. Those conversations have been about how Shirley pays her rent. Why would she be paying her rent if she's living there over here on Pine Grove? Why would she be paying her? Like, why would you be paying her rent if she's living over here on Pine Grove? So I'm going to assume, because the address that they gave when they put Sheridan's name, and remember, at that time, they didn't put her as a victim. So I'm going to go out on a limb to say that's why they wanted her to come down, because you're going to see what they're being accused of when it comes to this house. And if her name is on that lease, if she went down there, she did what she's supposed to do. Okay. You might not like it, but she did exactly what she was supposed to do. Tell whatever you know. Listen, that's what she needed to do if her name was on that document, so she wouldn't be caught up in the game, to let them know she is a victim too, allegedly. So let's go on. Jackie said, wait a minute, you guys moving too fast. I appreciate all the comments. She lived with them briefly years ago, but not at that house. So why in the world would the lease be in her name? And why would her kids be named on there as an occupant? Is that not documents with their names on it? I'm just asking for myself. If this is, this is all alleged, But if they produce, as Mark said, a lease, the lease that was signed had his name, and it had Ernesto's name, and it had Sheridan's name, would that not be a document with this lady's name on it? Okay. On March 18, 2022, Mark met with Candy at that 980 Pine Grove address to receive the agreed upon deposit in cash. Instead, Candy provided an envelope that contained a check in the amount of $13,000 to be drawn on Wells Fargo account number, dated March 22nd, 2022, on Friday, March 18, 2022. Mark advised that Candy told him not to deposit the check for approximately 5 days, not the post-dated check. The check was signed by Tammy, and it says Strawberry Deposit was written on the for line. Mark advised that the check did not clear and was returned for what? You guessed it, non-sufficient funds. So this is the initial deposit was returned for non-sufficient funds. As agreed, Mark had Season Comfort's heating air conditioner replace the air conditioner units at a cost of $13,000. So if you guys recall, at the beginning when I was reading what was in here, there were supposed to be some air conditioning replacement of which the tenants agreed to be responsible for those costs. So, as agreed to by Candy on behalf of the tenants, the invoice was sent to her. Because Mark arranged for and contracted with Seasons Comforts, Candy was instructed to settle the debt with them. Season Comforts Heating and AC received a check in the amount of $13,000 dated April 6, 2022. The account holder was listed as Black Heritage Radio Association, and it had the Pine Grove address on it. So they already got checks in the name of this trust with the address over there on Pine Grove. The check signature was similar to that of what appeared on the lease tenant signature as Ernesto Williams. Who is Ernesto? The memo line read, quote, system replacement for 980 Pine Grove. That check was returned for, you guessed it, non-sufficient funds. So Mark paid Season Comforts the monies owed out of his own account. So Mark ended up paying the $13,000 himself. On several occasions, Mark has approached Candy about the bad checks and the arrears. Candy continues to avoid payment and has shown him large sums of United States currency in her possession in person and in pictures. So Candy has also sent Mark pictures of alleged banking transfers in the amount of $9,950 from her Wells Fargo account to Mark's account with a confirmation number. But that transfer was never completed. In addition, Candy has sent Mark a picture of a Bank America's cashier check in the amount of $26,300 to the order of Mark and the remitter listed as Black Heritage Radio Association. The remainder of the remitter information was obscured by credit and debit card, and the account and routing information was obscured by a blanket or sheet style material. So they give him a check, but you can't see none of the routing number or the account information at the bottom. Also in the frame with the picture was at least 4 bundles of United States currency. So the officer asked Mark if he was familiar with the owner of that next door, that 990 Pine Grove, Candy's residence. And Mark provided Gooden with the owner's name as Larry and his phone number. So the officer made contact with Larry, and he agreed to meet with the officer at the police department. During the meeting, Larry advised that our girl Candy is currently in arrears for rent in the amount of $13,500. So allegedly on January 13, 2022, James and Candy, they're supposed to be married, I guess. They have the same last name. They signed a lease for the 990 Pine Grove and began on January 15th of 2022 and is set to end February 29th of 2024. James provided a phone number and Candy provided a phone number. So Tammy was listed as the broker and she listed her phone number, it gave her phone number, her email address. Tammy has also listed her affiliation with Greater Greenville Board of Realtors, and then she got a realtor number. Larry paid Tammy. This is the realtor, Tammy. So Larry is the owner of the house next door. Larry paid Tammy the requested $1,000 finder fee via Zelle from his Bank of America account. And then it gives the email with the confirmation code. That confirmation was linked to a National Claim Services LLC in the Bank of America account. Candy paid in cash the first and second month's rent of $4,200 per month and the security deposit of $5,500. Since that time, Candy has not paid any rent as agreed, except for the following. Larry received a check from Candy in the amount of $4,450, which was dated April 6th of 2022, paid to the order of Larry. The account holder was listed as Candy and from Greenville, South Carolina, excuse me. Then it has the routing number and the account number with the bank listed as Urban Trust Bank. The memo line read April rent and gas bill reimbursement. And you guessed it, folks, that check was returned by Larry's bank for non-sufficient funds. Of note, the checks drawn on Urban Trust Bank account were issued on the same date with different account holders' information listed that directly links suspected illegal activity to the occupants at 980 and 990 of Pine Grove. Also of note, Tammy was the signature on the check discussed above in paragraph 6, and Gooden determined that the two signatures match. So the same realtor that I guess dealt with the 980, dealt with the 990. So again, Sheridan, she was absolutely correct to go down there and start singing like a bird to make sure that she was not implicated in any of this stuff. Because only God, we're just getting the initial incident reports. We see there's a slew of victims allegedly. It looks like there are cars in the driveway where they must have contacted those people and they was like, why is this in my name? Because why would they be a victim if they're supposed to have motorcycles and whatever in their name? Let's go on. On June 10th, 2022, Mark contacted Gooden and advised that he and Elena received a cease and desist letter on the letterhead of Goldberg Sutton LLP and signed by an Elaine Mormon. How you gonna not pay these people rent and then send them a cease and desist letter? So it has an attorney of law, wealth management division, and it has the phone number and the alleged email. Open source records returns current negative results and does not show a history of association with an Elaine on Goldberg Sutton LLP. Gooden did not find the number is a voice over internet provider issued by Pinger. Additionally, I'm sorry, I need to read that again because that was just all over the place. Gooden did find that the number is a voice over internet provider issued by Pinger. Additionally, the Goldberg Sutton LLP letterhead listed on Peachtree, Atlanta as one of their 4 office locations. So Gooden, of course, contacted the building security and learned that they do not have a tenant at their location known as Goldberg Sutton LLP or Lucid Trust Goldberg Sutton LLP. Additionally, Gooden contacted Elaine, a Georgia licensed attorney, and listed with the Georgia Bar Association. Eileen advised the following. She did not author the above discussed letter to Mark. She is not familiar with or associated with Goldberg Sutton LLP or Lucid Trust Goldberg Sutton LLP, and she has not maintained, used, or affiliated with that phone number. So y'all done sent her a cease and desist with a non-existent attorney? Thank you so much, Adrian, for the super sticker. So those are the allegations as it pertains. So remember, I kept asking, I'm like, as many people that don't pay rent, why is this so special that they wanted to investigate? It didn't make sense the way they reported it. It just, well, it made sense to them. It just didn't make sense to me at the time. But the way they reported it, it just sounded like, a regular non-payment of rent. And that's the reason why they looked into this. But no, it looks like the owners went there. They thought it was some type of illegal activity. They felt like they did a walkthrough and it looked like it wasn't lived in. There were all these cars in the driveway. And then all the checks you gave them bounced. So yes, that would be considered something that they can go call the police and remit a report because it seems like there was a crime. Now I want to go back up to the beginning to all of these names. Now I highlighted at the bottom, these are all the names: Regina, Rashida, Carlos, Drusilla, Antoine, Christine, and Juan. They all were listed as some type of victims. Now, who weren't the victims, of course, were Shirley at first, Sheridan, Brianna, Carol, and Miles. So what I did was I wanted to look to see if that changed, because perhaps initially they weren't considered a victim and then they went into the police and things changed. So I am going to I'm going to put up, let me see, one of the bond papers. Well, first of all, wait. Let me back up a minute. This is the actual eviction notice for that. So this was not filed. This is the actual eviction for them to get put out. So the actual eviction paper was not entered until November 22nd November 29th of 2022. Mind you, Ernesto was in jail in July. All these phone calls we heard was September, October, November. So while she was staying, I guess, at her homegirl's house, there was some eviction going on with her name that's on the top. This eviction was filed by Mark and his wife in August of 2022. Remember, they moved in February of 2022, and according to these complaints, they never paid anything because all of the checks bounced. So this is why I have come to the conclusion, I could be wrong, I just didn't think Shirley ever lived here. Because even when you look at the addresses that are used, let me see. When you look at the addresses on here for Shirley, it has a Sandy Springs address. For Sheridan, it has an address in Alpharetta. As you see, again, these were the only ones that did not have any victim line next to them, because the police have to talk to you to see, hey, are you involved or are you a victim? But now we know that there are, when we look at the no contact list, and I know everybody's speculating as to why, the no contacts are the way that they are. But when you look at the no contact list, it has, I'm just going to put, because they're all pretty much the same. All the no contacts on the bond orders are the same. You have, the first one was SC that we talked about. We have Bickham. That was our second case that we talked about. Someone named Alicia, someone named Lania, Miles. Remember, he wasn't on there at first, but it looks like Miles is considered a victim. Sheridan now and her kids, and the Olivia is on here. All of these are considered victims. So it looks like the majority of the people that were on that list, aside from Shirley, unless she done went down there and said, I'm a victim too. And all of these names are on all of these documents. This is the one that he has with the co-defendant. He has 5 counts of conspiracy to commit a felony. Some of those involve, they involve this whole housing situation. But then there's also Erica posed as an attorney for him and all of that stuff. So she has some charges for that as well. Erica does. And that's related to this. That's what this bond is, the conspiracy. This is the one with her co-defendant, Erica. And it still has all of the names. So I believe all of the names are going to always be as a no contact for every case that he has, because he's going to still have a no contact regardless for all these other cases. It's 3,000 of you in here. If you could make sure you hit the like and subscribe if you have not done so already. And for those of you that don't know what Erica looks like, and I seen some of you guys talking about Candy sounding like Erica. Erica lives in that house. This is Erica and this is Ernesto's mugshot. But Erica lives in that house that Candy and her husband signed a lease for. And I seen some of you guys saying it's confusing, but that's why I told you I had to take my time and do this separate because of all the information in order to piece this together. So I'm going to play another jail call that you guys probably have already heard. And this one, I don't think I played it because I was kind of pissed off the way she was talking about her. But now it kind of fits in now that we have this information from the incident report. Let's see.
But this is, I was trying to wait till you got home before I just told you everything. I only told you like bits and pieces of what's going on. Remember yesterday when you said that someone in her ear?
Right.
I believe it's Panay. We all think it's Panay. And because she's like, the days before my birthday when I went over there to get my hair done, she sat down and was like, so are you going to tell me what's going on to see stuff like that, right? You heard, right?
She heard.
And so I said, no, I'm not. And so she said, well, why not? She's talking just like this. I said, because it's none of your business. Well, what do you mean? Everybody's been asking me about it. And I've heard anyway. And I said, everybody like who? Joe and Marlon and Miles. That's what she was saying to me. So I said, well, they know how to call me, and anybody has Sheridan called all around and told everybody,
Right.
So then I said, if anybody wants to know anything, they're feel free to call me, but that's my business, and I'm that's my business. And so then she had an attack right there in front of me.
What kind of attack?
I don't mean to laugh at that part about it, but and so, I guess because, I wasn't having it. It was just so, I just hated it. It's like, my mama, what are you talking about? You're not in my business like that.
Wow.
What are you doing? Yeah, it was really bad. So then she had an attack, and I was like, oh my God, is you okay? That was just, I guess, to make me feel sorry for her or whatever.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So anyway, so then after that happened, when I left out, she said, well, let me know what you're gonna do for your birthday, and I said, okay. So I never called her or anything to tell her, what we were doing, because quite frankly, I didn't know what we were doing at that time. I didn't know Debbie was in, and all of that, and I didn't know anything, and I was just like, trying to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're going through a difficult time.
Huh?
You're going through a difficult time.
Yeah, exactly. So she had her attack, and I said, well, what do you want? Do you need me to call the hospital? Call somebody? Are you okay? And then she settled down. I'm okay. After an attack, and from a second stroke, it just comes and goes like that.
Wow.
It was just really weird. So anyway, okay, so now my birthday, right?
Okay.
So she posted on everything, it's my birthday and all of this. She never once called me, never gave me a gift, never did any of that. She and Tracy, so I know she's called all around. She's told everyone. I know she has, because, Tracy, she told everybody what happened. So this girl that was going into business with Ronald, this Asian lady, I got some things. See, what was wrong was I went to her birthday party and shared it with the kids were there. I told you that. And I never once let on that I was going through anything, or, they were all marveling at the fact that how I looked. They was like telling my age, and, I didn't ask her, so she was doing all of that with the people, and I was like, yeah, that's how old I am. They said, you haven't had any work there on your face, nothing. No, this is just what it is. So anyway, they were like, oh, you look great. So then after that, I came for my hair, and then she was talking about, because I didn't tell her. So, it's just been so much stuff. So then that's when Sheridan stopped speaking to me. She would never come by. She would never bring the kids by. And she stopped calling, stopped answering my calls. So that's when I believe Tanae was telling her, don't talk to her. You better get away from all of that. You better go down there and talk to them because they keep calling you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to put all the blame on her, but I believe because, Sheridan's not stupid, but I believe she had something to do with it. That's all I'm saying. I believe she encouraged it. And, and then I gave her this stuff for her birthday, and this lady, from this Asian lady that Ronald found the lady. So Tasha and I were getting some pieces from her because the pieces were nice and she wasn't charging us a lot of money. So now, come to find out, today we find out that Tanae has linked up with this lady. And now the lady stopped talking to us, and now she's getting all her clothes and stuff from this lady.
For real?
For real. This just happened today. So I just been thanking God I just been thanking God all day because, for revealing it to me. Now, you've been saying it, I got that, but now I really see it for myself. And it's just, that really, it's just, I'm like, well, dang, I have never done anything to her. Anything. Not one thing to her, but help her in every single way that I could. But it's like she wants everything. She's trying to undermine me with Sheridan, like pretend like she's her mom and all that. Sheridan, doesn't hardly talk to me, only when rent time comes. Especially since this happened. She didn't before. But we'll talk about, the rest of it, when you get out and stuff. Cause
I can listen.
I know, but you're saying you don't like to talk about stuff on the phone.
Well, I know, but that ain't serious. That's really just your day-to-day life. Go ahead.
So you just heard her say that Sheridan only talks to her when it's rent time. She hadn't talked to her in like 2 weeks. She went to the police a month before. So she went like in August, right? Yeah, she probably ain't talking to you after she seen what her name was caught up in. And that's what she's telling you. They told her that her name was on some documents. And why, if Sheridan was living over there on Pine Grove and her kids, why would you be where you paying her rent at? Where are you paying her rent at? It's clear that you pay her rent because that's in a whole lot of these phone calls. So where will you be paying her rent at? It just sounds like to me, based on my information that I have thus far, that Sheridan lived in her own house and didn't live over there on Pine Grove, even though her name was on that lease. We'll continue.
Yeah, but it's just some unanswered questions. Anyway, so
I got you.
yeah. So anyway, so that's what I've been dealing with, and it's like really.
You talking about the lady that came to you, that lady that met?
Yes, her.
And she wanted to go on business with y'all and all that?
Yes.
And she was going through all that, the store and everything with y'all?
Yes. Now she over there with her. That's what I'm telling you.
Wow.
She over there with today. Yes.
How y'all found that out?
We saw it on video. The Lord revealed it to me. I'm telling you, and I showed it to Tasha.
Oh man, that Tasha wanted to go fight. Oh really?
Oh yeah, she did. She absolutely did. So yeah, it's like okay, because I've been really thinking about that Asian lady lately. Because I'm like, I wonder what's up with her. Because we hadn't heard from her anything. What's going on with all of that? And so now we know what's going on with it. Now
damn.
She's over there with her. So I put them in the enemy category. You're my enemy because you're just trying to bring me down. And the reason I didn't, when we first were getting ready to move, and I said, well, if it takes a little longer, I can stay with Panay or I can stay with Sheridan. Panay, and I asked her, she said it was fine. They were preparing.
So did you hear that? When they first were getting ready to move, she said, that's fine. She could stay with Sheridan. Let's go.
She said, you can come, but Nestor's not welcome here. He's not welcome.
Well, I was going to go there anyway.
I said the same thing. I said, well, he wasn't coming, and I never mentioned him. I said, I didn't say he was coming. I just said it was me. Well, he's not welcome. So then, when I called Sheridan, and Sheridan said, you can come, Mom, but your husband is not welcome. They both said the same thing.
Wow.
So then, I was in a hotel. That's how I ended up in the hotel. Because remember, you said, I'm so glad that you said I could be with, you could stay with Panay or Sheridan. That takes some pressure off me for right now. Remember, you told me that.
I did say that.
Yeah, but I never said what they said because it was just so mean and nasty, so ugly to me. And so I just said, okay. So I just said, well, I'll be in a hotel. It's not going to be that long. And then when Sheridan said that, I said, well, how? It's so funny that they both said the same thing. But then you turn around today and want me to tell you what's going on with my husband. You don't like him. You said he was not welcome at your house. So why would I sit down and tell you anything about what's going on? And she told Sheridan, your mother's being mean to me. Really? Yes. How am I being mean? I left some stuff at Panay's. I asked Sheridan to go over there and get it. Well, no, Mommy, I'm not going over there because I don't want to get in the middle of it. And Panay told her if I wanted it to come and get it. No, that's okay. You can have it. I don't need it. I have someone else way better than you doing my hair now anyway. So,
wow.
Yeah, so that's what's been going on. That's the little petty, mess that's been going on, the hater mess. I'm saying this woman wants my life. She wants my life, and she wants my life. There's something going on. She wants something. You're trying to get Sheridan, and I think Sheridan's over it. I think Sheridan's gone. I have to treat her now like an enemy because I'm your mother, and no matter what,
that's true.
That's true. Yeah, how you gonna pick someone else over me? That's crazy. Even if we do have our situations, you don't go with her kid. And she and Tanae, Tanae's going to let her do her nail polish and lipstick, put that in her salon and all of that stuff. So you all go ahead and do all of that together because somebody almost hit me. I'm not having any parts of it. I'm done. The Lord has revealed to me. Those are good things. They're not the plans. They're not the plans.
Oh my God.
Yeah, really. It's like you're going through what you're going through and then I'm going through this mess.
Oh, and he loves it. All that laughing and giggling because you're trying to isolate her. You're falling out with everybody. Who is she going to have? So that makes you want to believe what he says because you're basically all. So she said he's always told her about these people not really meaning her any good. And you heard the first conversation when we started when she was talking about Sheridan. She didn't really get into it, but this is the time where she is just letting it all out.
So
wow.
Yeah, it's really something. And I'm cool because I know in my heart I have not done anything but try to help them. That's
true.
all.
It's true.
Sheridan, I'm taking care of you. You try to destroy me every single way you could. You try to destroy me. Now you got a restraining order out on my husband. So that ain't just for him, that's for me too. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah. And then, everything that she tried to do, and that's why she was laying so low and not talking and all that, because she didn't know what we knew. She still doesn't know.
Right.
She knows that Tasha knows she went to talk to the police, but she doesn't know what I know, because I told her I wanted to talk to her, and she was like, well, what do you mean to talk to me about it? And all of that, and, just on and on. So she knows, but I haven't talked to her yet. I went ahead and paid her rent, but I'm going to have a conversation with her when you get out, because I want the facts. I want to know exactly what she said to them.
Okay, well, there ain't no progress on the police report, so that's
no, I know, but I'm saying I want her to know that I know what I'm talking about, so she can stop lying. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So she could stop so much of this lying. But she got somebody like Tanae encouraging her, and all of this stuff.
So my question is, Ernesto, is that the only documents that you got was the one that got Sheridan's name? Because that's all you keep making it seem like is you were still locked up because of her. Is that the only out of all the documents, the only ones that they gave you and let you see was a warrant with her name on it? Because that's what you're telling. It's like that, in my opinion, that's what you're telling Shirley in order to keep her hype and mad at her daughter.
And a website that Tanae got for me for my candles, she went and bought that website, so I can't even use that anymore. She went and bought it. It's unavailable now. All of a sudden.
She bought the domain for it.
Yeah, all of a sudden now, but it's okay. It's okay.
Wow.
I don't even need any of that. Yeah, I don't even need any of that. It's okay.
No, you don't.
But yeah, this is what she's doing. This is what she's been doing. This is what she's been doing, saying I'm being mean to her. And Sheridan called all around. She called Miles. She called his mama. She called, I think she called Joe. She called Marlon. Everybody. And to Sherry, Miles' mom, credit, my girlfriend in New York.
Yeah, she just had a.
She called me two days in a row. After this all came out. She just said, Shirley, I'm just checking on you. She never mentioned your name. She never said what was going on. She never said anything. She just said, I'm just checking on you. Are you okay? And I said, yes, Sherry, I'm fine. I'm doing okay. And she called me again. And she asked me, the same thing. And that's when I know. I said, okay. She called her too. So they're just in their little circle, talking about me and figuring out what I'm doing and trying to, blah, 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 all of that stuff. That's what they've been doing.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah.
But they ain't got nothing going on.
But there's nothing right. But, it's like, I believe now that you all wanted to try to take me down, but that's not going to happen. But I'm just saying, I believe now that they want something bad to happen, or they're happy, because I used to know when Tanae was going through it, it's almost like she felt like, well, why am I not going through stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why is your life so great? I felt like that. She never said anything, but I just always felt that from her, and it probably made me feel guilty a little bit and to want to help her more or something. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
well, whatever your decision is, I'm open. Whatever To the bad, to the good. I always told you that. I might not like it, but I always went with it.
Oh no, I know you wanted me to be friends with her again, and I was. I just forgave her and said, life is short, let's go. But this whole she's mad at me because I didn't tell her my business. You ain't supposed to be in my marriage anyway. Sheridan either. Why are y'all in my marriage? Why are you in my marriage? Just deal with me.
Right.
I never asked you one time, could he come over there? Well, he is not welcome. I've never said I took care of you and your son. I never said you're not welcome. I never said that.
But she was in our house begging.
Yeah.
She was begging me to help her and her little problems.
Exactly.
Well,
Debbie has her on tape following you around that house. when you were saying, well, I'm trying to get away from her. Thank you. Excuse me. When you were saying you were trying to get away from her, Debbie has you on tape. Her on tape following you around.
Golly.
It's like these women are just really jealous. They're jealous and they're haters. Even my own child, she can't see it. She cannot see it.
No, she can't see it. She got all
the tips. Wow. Yeah, but she can't see it. That was me. It's like, man.
But it's like she always been upset with you, and I never could understand why though.
And it's not just because you coming into my life, because she was like that before. She was lying. She had the baby before.
Right.
I mean, while I was married to you.
But I forgave her for all that. I don't understand why she didn't want to grow up and she know how to behave. She know how to listen. I don't understand. I can't even. She got best of both worlds. She got a stepdad that would do anything for her. Go all the way out the back, and the kid got a mama because they love her to death. I'm confused. I'm really confused, but I gotta stop being confused.
Yeah, I'm not confused. I said I'm not confused at all. I'm really not. I'm not. One thing I'm not is confused about what's happening. What's happening? I may have been, love her too much or trusting her too much, but I'm definitely not confused because this is wrong. It's just wrong. I haven't done anything to them to try to help them, but haters don't need a reason to hate.
Was you laying in the bed when you saw the video?
No, I think I was just about to get up, or I just come from walking or something. When I saw the video with her in that suit, in the thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
The first one, yes, because I had just gotten up, and then Tosh went on it and found the one with the Japanese lady or the Asian lady in it. She found that one.
So you know how she got the girl information, right?
Huh?
You know how she got the girl information, right? The Chinese lady.
Well, how?
Because when she came and brought the baby to your opening for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what she got. She got up under. She got up under there.
You did? You saw that?
Yeah, so I'm talking to you.
Okay. Because I don't remember telling her that.
You did.
Okay, good. Okay, good. And I'm glad because I thought that was the only way. I didn't know. I didn't remember telling her where she was or any of that stuff.
No, you didn't. I sit back and watch. I'm looking at everybody. How she push up on them. They talk. They change numbers and all that. That's how she was talking about this.
Oh, they changed numbers.
Yeah, they changed numbers. That's what happened. That's how she got the latest information.
And she went down there. She went down there to that lady's store. She got all the clothes, but that one particular jacket, that was one that we were planning. She put aside for us, and she gave it to her. Okay, now the other thing is, when she went to that march, she probably went downstairs to talk to Ty, and that's
bingo.
Maybe. I don't know, but maybe.
Right. Well, I ain't worried about that.
She probably told. Yeah. But anyway, that's what happened. I'm just saying. Yeah.
She did. She probably did.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Boy, you're going through it, ain't you?
Well, I'm not going through what you're going through or what Tommy went through, so I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
Okay.
I'm just glad to know. I'm glad to know it wasn't me because I didn't think I gave her that number, but I couldn't figure out any other way how she got it.
That's how she got it.
But they were
right now watched them.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. You ain't have nothing to do with that. You got your business. You just pushed up on the phone. Hey, cut that. I'm saying myself, I don't want to come. And guess what? They rode me in your car to go back to the shop. And I was nice to them. I know. That's what I'm saying. She said she didn't want me to be in her house. Like, if I would have known all that. In her house. See what I'm talking about? I know. Yeah, I know. She's nice. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Only because my wife say be nice. Be nice, honey. Yeah. I do. Yeah. You got my heart that girl that I be going ham on for real. Well, it's okay. It's all right. Yeah, you saw me today. Oof, that's another thing. Yeah, I didn't want to. I feel like you got so much to deal with. I don't want to tell you all this stuff. You know, I don't want you worried about me. I don't want you worrying or nothing. And it's a lot that's going on. It's like for no reason these people are coming for me. I ain't done nothing to none of them. Hey. No, it's true though. You're right. You're right. Yeah. You're sure right now. You're with you right. Wow. None of them folks. What Ronald was saying, what he had to say when he found out about that. Y'all ain't heard from the Chinese lady at all? Because they had their grand opening on Saturday and she was nowhere to be found and she knew about it. And I told her that we missed you. But she was at Panay's thing the next day. Wow. This is the same lady came over running the house. It's just a lady. Yes. We spent money. We spent so much money with her. That's the one we talking about her husband had took the money from and all. She was a shoot game in. Golly. Shoot LA game. Wow. Yeah. She put it on in, boy. Wow. But she gonna find out. She gonna find out. She gonna find out. Wrong. She wrong. Wow. Hey, she's still. When you be telling she in the hospital, I'm praying for her, be sending myself. All right, then.
All right, y'all. I can't take no more. It's still about a minute left, but I just couldn't take no more. So that part I never really played because I just did not like that conversation. But now it really looks like, according to this, she must have just distanced herself. Yeah, she probably needed her mom's help. But once she went down there and seen whatever she saw, because again, it may be way more paperwork, it may be more evidence. We just have the initial complaints. We don't have everything. Like I told you guys before, these are all still open cases, so they only allow you to get so much. I was just grateful just to get a little snippet, just so we can talk about what the actual cases, the facts of the cases are, the alleged facts of the cases, because the court documents don't open that up for you. So hopefully you guys have more of a clear understanding. We had about 3,300 of you guys in the chat. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you do so already. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary and the information. Yes, this is what I believe based on the document why Sheridan probably went down there. Because if somebody tells you your name is on the lease on a place that you don't live at, and it may be illicit activity, you need to go clear your name if that's the truth. But this is what Mark is alleging, who is the actual owner of the property. He is alleging that there were things going on and they had not paid the rent and that the checks bounced that they tried to pay it with. So yes, it's very bad. I'm pretty sure Shirley regrets it now. I'm pretty sure she regrets it now. But as you see how he doesn't want to talk about anything. Remember when he was like, she said, yeah, they said that they're going to come get my ring because it may have been bought fraudulently or whatever. Oh, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that on the phone. He doesn't want to talk about anything pertaining to him, but he let her pour and spill all her guts out, knowing at minimum, even if you didn't know, the public may get a hold of this information. At minimum, you knew this could be played in court. So why would you even say that, allow her to even say this stuff that she's saying? He's enjoying it. He's enjoying it. He's enjoying, in my opinion, he's enjoying this beef, because now who does she have? If you really don't have any friends like that, and then your husband becomes your only friend, or your alleged estranged husband becomes your only friend, and that's who you're going to lean on. And that's what it felt like to me, in my opinion, is isolation. But again, I'm just an unsolicited social media juror right now, just like all of you guys are. So let me know what you think. I'm pretty sure my comments are going to be lit up. But I wanted to bring those two jail calls into connection with the actual document. Hopefully, it made it a little bit clearer for you guys. Sheridan went out there just trying to, I mean, she rightfully was scared. And I see what Shirley was saying as far as the police. They do try to get you to come down there, and they say different things or whatever. But it was just too many people for you not to think nothing was going on at all. Everybody's just lying on you. They just woke up one day and everybody wanted violence towards your man. Like, come on. Come on. Let's just stop. Stop. So anyway, thank you guys. I want to acknowledge all of my new members, I Chew and Plants for the Win. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much again for the $19.99 super chat, the 99-cent super sticker. Thank you, Shar. I appreciate it. Thank you, Auntie D with the TTV. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Mim said we was just celebrating 12K, but you at 14. Congratulations, friend. Keep doing big things. Thank you, Mim. Thank you so much for the super chat and for the encouragement. Thank all of you. We did. We just had the 12,000 on Friday, and we're already at 14. This is thanks to you guys subscribing and liking and commenting on the content. I'm finally in the algorithm, I think, so people can come over here and get the information that I have. Adrian, thank you for the $5. James, thank you so much for the $3. Gigi said, ooh, Sheridan signed. I wonder if she forged her signature. Oh, there is a when I pulled up the bond, I did say that they were all victims, but that's the no contact portion. So someone asked why Erica would be on there. As the co-defendant, he can't contact her as well. So that's why Sheridan and all of them have the no contact, and Shirley was going off. But she probably wanted a no contact when she found out perhaps her name was being utilized. That's what I would surmise. Like, again, we still have to get more information when it comes to the more egregious crimes that we heard about, the pictures and the RA. But that's going to be limited because alleged victims have the right to privacy. And then, of course, involving children, that's going to be limited information. There have been a lot of speculation. I've had people tell me what it is, but I'm without sufficient information to present that to you guys. But as soon as I get information, your girl is working on it. Love. Thank you so much for the $4.99. You said this makes me question Shirley's innocence. She is so mad at her daughter, but not him. Did Sheridan betray the family secret? She is very mad at anything Ernesto says, she's just like, okay. But I heard through the grapevine that Ernesto gets women like that. I don't understand. It's a few of them. Like, as you've seen, Carol seemingly is still around. I'm curious to see what Carol has to do with all of this. That's what I want to see. I need to see what Carol, who was the wife for a couple of years and had Ernesto's cuts in her name and all of that back then when they were married, apparently they still friends. Or they still talk to each other. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Glennis, thank you so much. April, thank you. Tracy, thank you for becoming a member. I'm going to drop a document, I think, in the new membership as well. Demetrius said, how can you be on Earth 69 years and be this clueless? Relationship expect. Wow. That's the word. Wow. Miss Atkinson, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Apostle Dr. Norma Y. Gray, for becoming a member. Ultimate and Jima, thank you. You said there are 4 wives in your marriage. No, I think she's the 4th one. Huh? Sister Wives. That's like the show Sister Wives. Thank you, Deborah, for the super sticker. You guys showing out. Thank you, M Care, for the $2. What about the ambulance? Oh, did you guys see? You know, the ambulance actually came up in one of the jail cars where someone, I guess Shirley has a candle business, and in that candle business, she posed for marketing purposes, putting the candles out there, and somebody called it ghetto. So Ernesto was trying to reference who the woman was and was like, "Is that the same one that said it was ghetto that you had your candles in the EMS?" So yeah, it was definitely mentioned. Rhonda, thank you so much. Heavy K Commander, thank you so much. Thank you. Great job with this story, learning a lot. Thank you, Shelby. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And Sheridan does have, I don't know if it's still there, but I was on her page and she does have a candle business, not a candle business. I'm sorry. She has a facial business or something if people want to go over there and maybe support. So it sounds like she's wasn't just sitting at home trying not to do anything. She was trying to be an entrepreneur. And Shirley actually posted and congratulated her on opening this business in 2021. So I just wanted to put something positive out there about Sheridan before we leave out. And if anybody wants to go over there and support, it's called Sincere Skin. Let me see. If anybody wants to go over there and just support, let's just go sell her out, you know? Looks like, yeah. It's a skincare company that it looks like she started. If anybody is interested in that, you know, like she out here trying to work and get it in. Yeah, we all sending love and well for the whole situation, but we're trying to, you know. All right. Well, I know you're not nosy. You can be sure you can be the investigator. Whoever said they're nosy, they can be the investigator. So make sure that you're an intellect investigator. If you get any new information, make sure that you let your girl know about it so that we can report it. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed today's commentary and show. You so much for all the support. We had over 3,300 in here, and I appreciate it. You make a girl feel good and appreciate it. And we shall see if there ends up being a part 4. But until then, you guys enjoy your night. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe. Tell your friends about us and have a great night.